Hello class! Welcome to school. Today we're going to read a story about a girl. Are you ready for the story? Here we go. It's called Lori, Who's That? I Suck? By old Lori. Okay, boys and girls, let's see. Maybe the story's better than the title. Let's get into this. Yay! Once upon a time, there was a girl named Lori. She was not a happy person and she thinks too much. Okay, alright, we all think a lot. She was sweet and kind and generous. So were you. But nobody liked her and she always felt different from everybody else. Okay, we're all different, we're all unique. When something good happened to her, she often would chalk it up to good luck. Something bad happened to her, she would blame herself. Oh. There's more, boys and girls. She had something good here. There's something good. She had lots of goals, although she often ended up quitting. She was good at a lot of things, but great at nothing. She was great at... We are all great at something, right, boys and girls? Oh, goodness. She did not believe in herself, and she saw herself as very average. The end. Okay, boys and girls. Maybe we can read another story later. A happier one. We all have a story, you have a story, and so do I. Until your story is a favorable one with a happy ending, you are literally doomed to relive the same events over and over. And no, this is not a crappy remake of Groundhog Day. Do you know that we are all reliving the same day over and over and over again? And we are not even aware of it. I realize that the movie Groundhog Day is not a fantasy at all. It is a powerful analogy of life, time, and growth. It precisely explains how time works and how we work through time. It accurately explains how we grow and the way energy flows. For those who haven't yet seen the film, here is a short and sweet summary that the website lifecoachcode.com has provided. So Phil, a weathercaster, gets stuck in a small town because of a terrible storm. However, soon he realizes that he is not just stuck in the small town, but for some reason he is also stuck in time, reliving the same day over and over and over again. Does this sound familiar? Well, keep listening. No matter what he does, where he sleeps, or even if he doesn't sleep at all, at 6 a.m. he finds himself transported into the bed in his hotel room with the same day starting all over again. Everything is reset, aside from his consciousness. He has an awareness of the repeating day, unlike us. Nobody remembers his yesterday, just like it didn't happen. Only he remembers it. In the film, the main character had a story that he was literally forced to live over and over. For him, it was right in front of him, right in front of his face. It was obvious and undeniable. For us, we are not so lucky. We are unaware that this is happening. And until you wake up and really look at the patterns in your life, you are going to repeat them just like he did. It is not karma. It is not a punishment. It is just based on something that you actually can work to change. So that is the good news. That story that the teacher read to you at the beginning of the video, it was my story. I lived with this story for years. I honestly felt like such an average person who was disliked and unlikable. And for no reason. I believed for so long that I wasn't good at anything and that I couldn't accomplish anything. This story's not true, but it became true for me over time. It was like I took the worst moments of my life from the past and used them to decidedly predict my future. Any story that you tell yourself over and over, it becomes your story. Hebb's law is evidence of this. It states that neurons that fire together wire together. This means that you can learn a story and therefore you can unlearn that same story and then relearn a better story. In the film Groundhog Day and in many other films, something happens in order for the main character to make a realization about his or her life or about life in general. Often he or she is supposed to see the error in their ways or fix a wrong that they've done or repair a relationship. Well, the same goes for you in your life. Okay, with all that being said, I do have both good news and bad news for you. What do you want first? Bad news? All right, fair enough. Well, the bad news is something I think I've already said, is that you are in a Groundhog Day style perpetual loop. Everyone is. The good news now that you know it, you can change it. The story that you tell yourself and that you relive every day is based on your subconscious programming. Often this is referred to as your limiting beliefs. It is the same thing, really. You have a set of beliefs about your life, about yourself, about your skills, your limits, and it's all based on the past. Now it is time to edit or rewrite this altogether. Okay, the steps to changing your story. Here we go. The 7 steps to changing your story. Number 1, observe your life, record and chart some patterns that you notice in your life, both good and bad, positive and negative. This can be done by doing a few different things. So you could do shadow work, you could do journaling, you could write a daily diary, you could have hypnosis, or you can do this by simply being more aware moment by moment, the thoughts in your head and how engaged with the present moment that you find yourself. Step 2, whittle down all of your observations to a list of 3 to 5 actions, behaviors, relationships, emotions, or events that tend to repeat over and over. This will be easier than you think. These are basically the plot lines or climaxes of the stories that repeat in your life. Step number 3, write your old story. This is an effective practice to really tell your ego and your subconscious that you have discovered the script, that you are aware of what's going on and that it's just a story now. Step number 4, react to it. See how unreasonable and unfair this story is to you and your life. Look at it from the outside. Think about it. There must be some truth to some of it, but for all intents and purposes, it is not serving you. Step number 5, chart out the parts of your new desirable story. Step number 6, write your new story. And number 7, maintain, observe, and be deliberate. I have included a printable. It is at a link in the description below. It is completely free. This printable will help you to effectively walk through the steps. Remember, as a last mention, this chart, okay, right here, thoughts, feelings, actions, results. It all starts with your thoughts. Keep the thoughts how you want your life, and the rest will follow. The thoughts in your head essentially become your story. We can all have a happy ending, guys. Not that kind of happy ending. Boys and girls, it's story time again. And now I have a happy story for you. It's called Meet Lori. She is so happy by Lori. Yay! Okay, here we go. Once upon a time, there was new Lori. Oh, she was a happy person and things generally tended to work out for her. Yes, hello. She was a YouTuber and a mother and a teacher, and she felt effective and everything she tried worked out. She was very successful and everyone liked her. I love that story. Let's go write stories for you guys. Mwah. Okay, that's all for today. Leave a comment below. I will rewrite my story. Leave a comment below. I will rewrite my story. I am the author of my own script. Thank you for watching. I love you all. Have a lovely day and be positive. Mwah! Excuse me, sweetie. This is an effective practice. Sorry, my cat. Chickadee, come on. You're making noise in the background, sweetie. I'm going to close this because, just wait. You can play in there after. Please, let me just finish this video. Okay, sweetie? I love you. Sweetie.